Hello, everybody. This is your host, Paul Gaither. This is NCAA 07. And to honor Asuka's greetings, we're going back to school. Today, we're going back to school, and we're checking out NCAA 07 with some Madden 07. We check out the chat, and to my honest surprise, my great pleasure, I see three different people in the chat. Retro Rewind Sports says, good morning, good afternoon, maybe it is 11:20 at time of broadcast. Slept in, had my pills, had my medication, had my breakfast, did my chores, all my things. Masuka says, hey, and the Wild Jeffrey has a wild appearance. Get your Pokeballs out. A Wild Jeffrey has appeared in tall grass. Says, what's up? Let's go. So, in the background, while preparing coffee, while getting things done, while setting everything up, I already jumped ahead, and we are 1 year into our Duke Blue Devils not paying attention to it season. We've exported a draft class, and we're going to simulate through this season. And we're going to take a look. One of the goals, obviously, is to get 5 years. Hopefully do a much better job than last time. Get 5 years of draft classes going. And take a look at Madden 07. And take a look at the player roles and the progression in that game. Some of you already know what's going on. You've already been down this road before. You already know what 07 is going to do. Asuka's made comments about Aaron Rodgers, while Jeffrey made comments in the Discord also about changing Aaron Rodgers' rating in 07 so he doesn't get completely dogged on. But we're going to take a look at the brand new old feature of those player roles and everything in Madden 07, but we're going to set it up with imported classes. We're going to check this out. And you know what, folks, since I have everyone's attention before everyone pieces out, what does the future of these simulations look like? What is my end goal or whatever? I don't know if I have an end goal, but I still like the idea of going in and physically playing some of these games. I really like going in and playing NCAA 03 and playing 04. There's a joy that I have watching Playbook Gamer. Hi, this is Al from Playbook Gamer. Love Al. And the way he played NCAA 06. I enjoy playing several of these games. So there's the CPU versus CPU aspect. There's the full sim aspect. And there's the playing the game aspect. And maybe all of them will be different forms of content on this channel. But there's different things I want. And it's just, I've said it before, so I'm trying not to repeat too much. But just kind of getting this out of the way on stream, on camera, with an audience. Like, the reason we deleted Madden 16 and 17, the reason why I did Christmas in Madden, like 2 years ago, whatever it was. I don't think it was this last Christmas. I think it was the previous Christmas. We deleted Madden 06 and Madden 07 and all of that off my 360 console. It's kind of like, go through and give these games the fair shake that they deserve. But as the years roll by on my channel from 2022, 3, 4, whatever, the goal is to just narrow it down to what are the games that are most worth our time, but also knowing that we can sit there with our cup of coffee or our beer or whatever it is, your drink of choice at the moment, and say, we gave them a fair shake. We truly gave them a fair shake. We didn't just come in with biases and hating, but we truly gave them an opportunity to prove themselves and show themselves for what they're worth. And maybe some of these games have a value outside of, let's say, a 30-year sim. That was a conversation last night, right? I'm kind of talking to Phil Dead Air, too. I'm going to check the chat in a moment. But this idea of, like, okay, you know, a lot of these games probably were not designed or intended for you to truly go to 30 years. We can criticize EA rightfully for failing to do that, but it doesn't mean that they cannot be enjoyable for 5, 8, or 10 seasons, right? I think we find, in general, somewhere around year 7, 8, 9, whatever, but somewhere around year 7 is when it starts to, like, drag, hang up, get weird. And somewhere around 7, we can pinpoint where should be our true cutoff point. Like having a 5 to 10 year plan, right? especially for a rebuild. Like, let's say we take the Raiders of Madden 04. We know that they're probably going to be a superpower, even though in real life they were not in 2003. And then you've got the retirement home, right? And not to copy Dineshi's content creation, but like getting out of the retirement home and trying to build it up our way, right? That's the thing. Obviously, we want the multi-team Madden 04 franchise. That's going to be a goal and a fun project that I definitely want to get to, potentially still during this break. But there's different goals for different teams, right? And the importation, like, we're just kind of seeing what we can get out of 07 here. We already know what's up with 08. We don't have to go down that road, right? Let me check the chat. So, chat still says, Asuka goes, I can't get over the 4 punters and 5 left tackles. Neither can I, Asuka. That doesn't mean that 06 is a terrible game. Throw it in the trash. It's not the end of the world. But I'm also, it was rage quit inducing. It was definitely busted. And you saw it. What was it like? We were getting to that year, like 6, 7, like when it just starts breaking. Right? I made my videos, franchise until it breaks, when we did 32 teams. Right? And you saw the fullback issue or whatever. Just little things rear their ugly head. Right? Also in the comments section, you still think 04 is far and away the best version we've seen? Totally agree with that. Love Playbook Gamer Wild Jeffrey. Absolutely love it. I give Al a hard time. Whenever I mimic Al, when I mimic anyone like this, it's not to make fun of them. It's because we love them. Right? If I didn't like them, I wouldn't talk about them. Right? You know the people that maybe I have less fond feelings for, but oh, Al, this is Al from Playbook Gamer, folks. Oh, come on. What can we do there? Love Al. I love his commentary. Like, still, like, watch him in the background from time to time when I have time. Dying Chais, Wild Jeffrey here, literally Wild Jeffrey. Many people are inspirations for me to get on camera as well, to get content in my own Paul Gaither personality way. Wild Jeffrey has this amazing video comments, not to gas him up here while he's here, but seriously, does an amazing job. Everyone else watching, recording footage, telling stories, editing it up. Jeffrey, I have no idea what, you gotta tell me what software, video editing software you use. Is it like a paid subscription thing? Is there something that I can look into? To go in and like edit this stuff together, because I can't imagine the hours that it takes just compiling alone, but literally piecing it together, putting a script together, recording it, just putting it all together for the upload for the great content you put together, man. Right? Like, it's fantastic and deeply appreciated, because I know that I tried in the past, failed, didn't even post something, to one of my goals, Jeffrey, was not even like commentary like you do, but simply taking these games like Madden 02, taking this hour and 20-minute football game, going into, I think it was like Sony Vegas Pro, whatever, that I got a copy on the high seas for, and going in and cutting it up, and just trying to tell the story of the important downs or whatever, and turning it into like a 15-minute video or whatever. In fact, other thing, Wild Jeffrey, I have still an abandoned channel called the Boston Revolution, where I play 2K8, and I have my team, the Boston Revolution, and this is like way back in the day, where I literally cut up and edited videos of just the important plays. Maybe I cut up like every single play, like in a row, but the hours and hours and hours that goes into it, like the mad props. Maybe there's a faster way and a more efficient way, and you're like, Paul, you're taking your hours because of this, but video editing is such a nightmare, and it's not complaining, it's throwing all the respect you deserve, folks. And it says, use Devancy Resolve. I'm going to type that in right now. Do I have the option to copy it straight from the chat? Yes. Because that's much appreciated. And then type the letter E at the end here, Devancy Resolve. That's open in a new tab. It's a free program for most features, and if you want the full version, it's a one-time $300 payment. Fantastic. It's nice we've added some people here ever since the Dying Chai's video. Exactly. Exactly. We've actually added new people here. We had KC Classic 7. We had lots of people joining in. And so as I was saying, I had my channel of... I can actually switch over to it, right? It's not good. It's not good, but while it's loading... Where's the feature to do that? Yeah, my laptop gets really slow. That's the other thing. I don't have like a desktop to go in and do that. I got to invest all that. But the work that Wild Jeffrey puts in, the work that many people put in to make these incredible videos, it's seen. That hidden work that other people don't talk about, I tell you, it's seen for sure. Where is the feature to switch account? No, switch accounts. There it is. Yeah. Going there. Oh, I hope that doesn't lose my stream by switching accounts on another tab. I hope I'm not messing it up. Right? It shouldn't, because I'm still signed in overall. Right? Maybe it doesn't want to switch over. Ah, ha, ha, ha. We're getting there. We're getting there. Fantastic. There it is. Let's go to, from display capture, let's go preseason options now. Play week. Simulate the season. Okay. Display capture. Here. All Pro Football 2K8. Boston Revolution. Because apparently I didn't even know. There was a soccer team called the Boston Revolution. So, specially changed it so it wouldn't be confused. Or so obvious. 10 years ago. And you can see, like, 8 to 15 minute videos, depending on the length of the game. And this is what survived. And you can watch them whenever you want. Like I said, they're not even like the highest definition. This I was using... Was it Elgato? I don't know what it was called. There was a device that I had back in the day. Because also compression of video file sizes. Way back in the day, there was those like video capture things where it, like the FPS capture or whatever, and the files would be gigabytes in size. And there was this external video capture device that had its own built-in hard drive, and it would do its own auto self-compression, and then you could transfer with a USB device to your computer. So it would take the raw high-quality footage, it would auto compress without losing too much video quality, and then I could transfer it over, and then I would spend my time piecing it together. And let's just mute it, not that it needs to be muted. But I would get like the intro, and like, oh, here are the players, whatever. And then, yeah, you'd see it would come in, and it would just cut to like the important play. Right? Like here we are, like the whole drive, like this is what it comes down to. We set up, we drop back, and like there's the penalty, and the replay, and it's like, it's just like, it was just trying to cut to the plays. Cut to the chase, just trying to get the experience. That was one thing that I was intentionally working on. Like, here's a big time play, right? And you don't need all the in-betweens, right? And just trying to make a piece of entertainment. You know? That was an attempt. That was a thing that I was working on. So let's go back to video capture device. Because we're still in the sim. And then, Wild Jeffrey says, thanks, man. Those Dynashize videos got to take forever for him to edit together, especially those 30-year rebuilds. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, that's why he was gone for 4 months. A 6-hour video? That's probably what he was doing as soon as he hit upload on the previous one, right? And that's the thing, like, you know the hours that goes into just making, like, for a game. And how many games he had, and how many years he had, and writing his script, and his humor, and recording the lines, and re-recording the lines, and, oh, stitching it together, oh my god. That's why I say, like, we see it. We know it. So, you helping me with that recommendation is going to go a long way to hopefully me being able to find a better way to improve my content. One of my dreams, at least, is to potentially go take this live footage, just like Soft Drink TV does. He takes his streams, apparently, because I've seen him stream a few times and then take that and then go into his video editor and then obviously muting, just like Dynashize does. The actual video itself is muted and you're just talking over, putting music and all that stuff. And like reviewing basically what happened on the live stream. Like, it would be nice to go over some of these games and pointing out some of the things. Like Asuka and all what we talked about, like the 5 left tackles and the 4 punters and all this kind of stuff. And just make it into a digestible, maybe 5-minute video or whatever, right? Instead of 7-hour streams, right? Take the biggest chunks, the best pieces. So that's like super duper appreciated. And then it says, wonder what his next project is. Yeah, no idea, because that's the other thing, like, and this is nothing negative of Dynchise. I'm like, bro, because he doesn't owe me anything. I'm like, bro, tell me what you're working on. Like, I've been telling him for a couple of years. I'm like, tell me what you're working on, and I can try to get sliders for you for your playoff runs and all of that. Like, let me help you, right? And then I remember, like, he made his comment, like, oh, I wish I had these sliders for Madden 04. I'm like, bro, like, tell me. I've been a follower for years. I'm like, this is what I do. I try to find great sliders, right? We got invited to a bowl game. Chris Beanie Wells, I think. Let's go to Simulate All Bowls. Oh my goodness. Just let me know. I'll do the work for you. I'll do the legwork so you get like even better quality video, man. Then it says, the streams are fun though, because with the live chat and the feedback. Exactly, you know, I'm trying to gas you guys up, but no, it's not gassing you guys up. It's the truth, right? North Carolina, we're taking Bill Belichick's job, right? Or Bill Belichick's going to take our job. Like, these live streams wouldn't be anything if not for you guys, right? Every single one of you. Can't even name everyone off. We got regulars, we got irregulars, we got new people coming in, dropping by just to say what's up, and then, like, they're out. Like, everyone makes this possible. If I'm just a madman talking to the wall, talking to my TV, without any comeback or feedback, this wouldn't have gone anywhere. Really, going live, as a reminder, was a reaction to the fact that I didn't have my original Xbox. It was the hard drive, everything had failed. And it was just like, if I'm not making Madden 2002 content and NCAA 2003 content, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll put on my Xbox 360 and go live. Right? And it's kind of worked out. I get like 50, 60, 85 views. I get you guys in here, even checking back, like after you crash for the night. It's really, really appreciated. It's what makes it worth it and encourages to continue. So, this is going to be the 3rd year, whatever it is. We're gonna run through these different years, and we're gonna jump into 07. But that's our plan for this morning, this early afternoon, to get 07 off the list. I don't even need to mess with 09. I don't even know why I still have 09 installed on my game. Maybe just for the completionist aspect, but not for legitimately gonna play 09. Right? Start your season. Is it just me? Is it my perception versus last night? Or does it feel like some of this goes a little bit faster? I'm sure me talking in the background and getting distracted slowed down some of the simulation. But I think it looks like, it feels like maybe there's some optimization here. Because it doesn't feel like it drags as hard. Right? Maybe it's just my perception. Yeah, maybe it's just the updates, and giving us more updates makes it feel faster. But it felt like, oh yeah, we're doing week 2, we're contacting them, we're doing week 3, we're going to contact them in just a second. Maybe just having more updates makes it feel faster. And then it says, probably going to be in and out, of course, for the next couple hours. Interested to see the revenue progression, salary cap, and all of that in 07. Yeah, the progression and the draft logic. Are we going to get the 5 left tackles? Are we going to trade for punters? Right? Whatever weird nonsense is going to show up, that's what I'm interested in learning about. But my goodness, these games were a lot of fun. If you're just turning it on and you're playing with your buddy on the couch, if you're turning it on, you set up some slider settings and you're playing the computer game after game, a franchise dynasty mode. These games are fun. The idea of the player roles and the stories that you can create for yourself in your mind, or your Dungeons and Dragons storytelling, theater of the mind, the expression that they say, of what the player roles and weapons and all that stuff mean, and monitoring the league and all of that, and you're getting 5, 6, 7 years. That's like a lot of time. A lot of time with one video game before the next video game comes out, right? It's a lot of hours invested. You know, EA did not release Madden 07 so you could be playing it in 2025. That was not their end goal, right? Some people, when they make a video game, you know, when you make Final Fantasy 13 or something, you make Final Fantasy... Well, 13 is probably not a good example. Is that the one that's online? You make Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 10 or whatever. You're like, we want a timeless game that will stand up even if they're playing 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Like a game that will just be stand up on its own, right? Legend of Zelda, whatever. We just want a game that just can just stand up on its own regardless when you turn it on. And then there are games like the 1-year sports titles where it's like, just get the fans enough interest while the new season's about to start and their team is doing well, or give them something to do when their season sucks and they have like 2 wins on the year, and they can play with their buddies online and trash talk or whatever, and keep them busy until the off season the interest wanes, and then they'll come back and buy the next one the next year, right? That there's a different attention level, and you can't blame them because that's what the game is. That's what the target audience is. That's what happened with the Call of Duty games, right? Like, they made 4 as a great game, and the online multiplayer was so good that you could see the shift in Call of Duty slowly. Not to say the other campaigns aren't bad, but you can see the shifting. That it was like, yeah, it became an online multiplayer game that happened to have a campaign. Right? Simulate through the season. Going back to the comments. It says, also keeping tabs on how Rogers develops as well, and you don't think that users can trade for punters. Wonder why the computer could. Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? Well, the computer doesn't have a lot of locks that the user has, right? Because we saw the same thing. Like, the game was not locked of the Packers with their salary cap thing. The game just settled it. But the other thing is, even though I had everything set to computer, like roster management, it still locked me and made me make decisions when it should have made the decision on its own. There's like soft locks and hard locks in the game, right? And it's EA's decision. So that was interesting. And sorry to sound like a broken record, but doing this testing, running these things through, also gets us information to know when we do take it seriously. Like I like taking the Boise State Broncos as a 2-star program. You see we're a 2-star program on the screen right now with North Carolina. I liked taking Boise State as a 2-star program in NCAA 04 back when the game was brand new in 2003 and turning them into a 5-star or whatever program, which at the time, I'm sure I've told this story multiple times, seemed like a pipe dream. Like, oh, we're going to take the Boise State team I had never heard of before in my life personally at the time, that my friend recommended because I don't follow college football. And I'm not from Idaho, so like Boise State was not at all on my radar in the least bit. Let's take this team and use the feature that's in the instruction booklet in the back of the box where you can literally make them a better team that was new to 04. Let's do that. Let's try to build the dynasty. Let's try to do the rebuild, build, whatever. And it was really great fun to see that in real life. It kind of happened in a lot of ways, right? To see them actually succeed in the 2007 Fiesta Bowl. And to see them become like a number 2 team in the nation. And was it like 2011 for like 3 weeks or something, and then they fell. To see where they are with Ashangenti last year and being in the playoffs and all that. And while they didn't make it so far, to go from literally a junior college back in the day into a full-on school, a Division II, before Division II was called Division II or whatever. FBS, FCS, whatever, the Division II version. And then in the 90s or the 80s, I think it was the 90s, getting invited up to Division 1. You know, along with Nevada and other schools all at the same time. And just watching them grow in real life as a football program. That was pretty freaking awesome. And it's almost like, oh, well, what's the point in doing it now in 2025? We've seen it in real life. Well, it's like, can we copy their success? First was, can we even imagine that even happening? And now it's like, can we even match their success? Can we even beat a team, like a ranked team in the Fiesta Bowl or something equivalent like that? Right? Can we do one better? And can we actually get over the hill that the real life Boise State just failed to get over? Right? And it doesn't have to be Boise State, but all that. And that was the other thing, is like, can we save SMU? Because SMU had that air quote, like the death sentence. And in real life, SMU, it took them years, decades. But in the teens, they finally became a ranked team again. And now that you can pay players, ironically enough, SMU was in the college football playoff. So there's several things that, like, projects that were fun in these video games became real life things that panned out. So those are a lot of fun to do. But which games are worth doing it in? And just because maybe the Madden game isn't good, doesn't mean these NCAA games aren't great. Right? The NCAA game doesn't have to worry about the salary cap. Doesn't have to worry about free agency and shared revenue. Right? It doesn't have to worry about any of that. So it doesn't have the shortcomings of Madden 08 or whatever. Right? It literally doesn't even have it as an issue. Excuse me a second, I'll read the comments in just a moment. Alright, so we're going to hit continue. We're going to submit it to bowl games. And as we go to do that, I'm going to read the comments. We get through it. It says, Wild Jeffrey, Boise State used to be in the Big Sky, exactly, with your Bobcats back in the day. Exactly. And then the WAC, and then the Mid-Athletic Conference, the MAC or whatever it's called, the Mountain West. Yeah, the Mountain West, that's where they're at right now. And so, we are not Boise State, but this is the other thing that's kind of fun, is you actually see, like, when I saw stuff like this, like new records or whatever, I was like, oh, this is just giving me the notification because I'm controlling Boise State. No, I'm controlling North Carolina. And these players are doing these things for their career. And I didn't know, like, I thought you just got notifications of your team. Right? These rosters of Boise State were legitimately getting better and better. What Dan Hawkins and Peterson were doing out there in Boise, Idaho was a hell of a thing. Right? Was a hell of a thing. So, since we're at it, Wild Jeffrey, forgive me, how much college football, like the video game, do you mess with? I was having a lot of interesting conversations about, like, recruiting. And it's just fun to talk in general about this. There are house rules, like, I think it is Playbook Gamer, I think it's Al, that might have written it. But I know other people have written it as well, as they talk about, like, well, here are the house rules on Operation Sports about how you should do recruiting, and you shouldn't recruit a star higher than your school, and especially you shouldn't recruit only one star higher than your school so you can get more prestige or whatever, and you shouldn't, like, go across the country for recruits and all that. There's a lot of really good rules. I'm not, like, diminishing them with, like, that little voice intonation. But there were, like, a lot of rules, and one of the things that I reflected back on is, like, there's some that I agree with, and some that when you look at real life, the video game's star system doesn't match real life star system. And by that, we can actually bring it up right here. Recruiting reports, National Top 100. As has been explained to me, is there are only 32 5-star recruits every year. That's my understanding. And it's supposed to represent the national star system, whatever, is supposed to be the guys that are generally agreed on at a national ranking would be future NFL first-round picks. 32 5-stars. That's allegedly all they're supposed to be. And then 4-star is supposed to be play in the NFL. Not first-round picks, but second to undrafted free agent, whatever, are supposed to be 4 stars. And so there's supposed to be lots and lots of 4 stars. But even then, it's like 200 something or whatever it is. Because there's like, for example, Brock Purdy was like 262 as the draft pick. It's like 200 or whatever, 250, I don't know, 4 stars. Right? And then 3 stars are supposed to be, they're college players but not NFL players. Right? And I don't know, like, if a D1 school even has a 2-star player. It's supposed to be 2 stars or like D2 stars. Right? And 1 star is like whatever, I don't know. But it's like, no. Oh, this might be better. This game might have fixed it. Because in 04, they actually had like 117 or whatever 5 stars. This is good to look at. This is a National 100. They might have fixed it in this game. I'm going to have to go back and look at 06 to see if they fixed it. But I want to say 03, 04, there were like, I don't know, 90 or 112 5-star athletes. Right? That's interesting. This is the first I've seen this because I haven't really messed with this so much. But there should be a certain number of 4 stars. With having 33 caliber? Oh, that's North Carolina. Is this just in state? That's what I get worried about. All prospects. Right? Why does it cut off at 32, at 28 when I thought we saw 33 5 stars? What? Now I'm like really confused. We go top 100 and 5 stars go to 33. If I say all prospects, all, why are there fewer 5 stars here? That's really weird. That's super weird. State prospects, right? I'm not gonna like figure out exactly who is missing, but out of 28, what's going on? Like, where is athletic or tackle? Tennessee, South Carolina. Like, where are these guys? Is it the athlete isn't there? South Carolina athlete is there. The guard from Tennessee or whatever? Was that who it was? No. Okay. It was a tackle from Tennessee. A guard from Indiana. There he is. There's Indiana. Indiana. Tennessee. What? Someone's got to be missing here. And they've got kickers and all that. I'm sorry to get like sidetracked like that, but that's so weird to me that one list is 33 and the other list is 28. I got sidetracked there. And you have the comment that says, honestly not a ton. Mostly 06 for a series a few years ago. But planning on starting another series in 06 here soon. As of now, I don't have any house rules. Yeah, so as I was saying, at least in the older versions, there were too many stars. So the house rules were generally from memory. Let's look at it. I mean, you can find them on online. But yeah, the idea is that you have your pipeline states, like your home state and your pipeline states. So also you have your school's prestige. And at least in the past, the way to manage it, because there were too many high-star players, so you had to have house rules. So maybe you don't need house rules for 06. But the idea was, whatever your prestige is, you can only go one higher than your prestige. Because it's like that creeping up. Right? If you're like a 2-star program, you shouldn't be getting 4- and 5-star recruits on your board. And you're going to accelerate too fast, and you're just going to take the players from their team. Like, it doesn't make sense why these players would go to your school. Like, why would they go to Boise State or San Jose State when they could literally get an offer from USC and UCLA and all of that? Like, why would the kid even do that? I mean, obviously, oh, his dad went there. There's a storyline reason, but really, there was, like, house rules for that. And then it was like going across the country. You could only recruit the kids that were already interested in you, like green interested, because it might have had some reason for being interested. And like going to other states, you had to be like a star lower than your prestige or something if you needed to pick it up. There were like a few different things, and it kept the progression from just you becoming a powerhouse in like 2 years or something, 3 years, whatever. It made it difficult, challenging, but fun. So that was a thing. But yeah, this is interesting to see that the recruiting actually has a better board. And then, so as I was trying to say, all prospects. There should be around 200 4-stars, if I remember correctly, which we're looking at. Still 4 stars. Here we are. There we are. This game, maybe 06 is also fixed, Jeffrey. Right? But yeah, we're looking at around the 200 4-stars that look like they're going to be in the NFL. And this is nice. I like this. We're going to have to check back on 06 later. I like this. Might not have the need for house rules. Might be why we don't have house rules, because 04 and 03 definitely have that problem. Too much top-end talent. And then the idea that the 2 stars are supposed to be the Division 2 schools and all of that, and just like the fillers, the walk-ons, the whatevers. You shouldn't be getting 1 stars. Right? Like, there should be enough players to go around. Where, I'm going back up, where does 3-star cut off? Here. 598. Let's do a little bit of basic mathematical math. 598 total players divided up against the 117 teams, or whatever it is. It's 5 players per team. 5.11 players per team. So you're going to get more than 5 scholarships a year. So you're going to get some 2-star players. But between all teams and all 5-star down to 3-star, you should be able, like, the general idea is teams should have 5 or more players, and then the lesser teams are going to have the 3 and the 2 stars. But you can see right now, yeah, there's the caliber, and then does it have our prestige? Does it show us our prestige here? No, it doesn't. Or probably still 2-star. Hopefully that makes it more interesting. Hopefully it makes it more interesting. It's worth looking into. So, getting back to that train of thought, regardless of Madden's shortcomings in 08 or whatever, I don't think 07 and 08, 06 of the college game have said shortcomings. So they could still be fun, long-running dynasties, right? So there's still a value in doing that on the channel. So this side trek has slowed us down a little bit. But hopefully it's been fun and worth it. Yeah, I'm already opening up the DaVinci Resolve that you recommended. DaVinci Resolve 20. Free download now. Windows. I do not know what the difference is. I don't know what this says, Windows 86? I have Windows 64. I don't even know if I can do this. I may or may not be able to do it. My computer may or may not be able to handle it, but that's okay. The recommendation is well appreciated. And it's something I'll look into probably offline later. Let me know while Jeffrey, you told me like you're working on the project. Let me get, oh, I've got my alarm. Great, let's get rid of that. You mentioned, let's go back up here. Project. You mentioned something about a project, didn't I? See, something about a project. Yeah, starting another series in 06 soon. Fantastic. Let us know. Give us the inside scoop. What's going on? What to look forward to down the pipeline. Sweet. Hopefully that's something that works for you. Yeah. No, I really, really appreciate the recommendation, sir. This thing that says free download that says Windows 86 and Windows ARM. That's what gives me like a pause. Like I don't know if my computer can handle it, and it's definitely something I need to pay attention to and not just casually click on. It looks awesome and not too intimidating. I'm sure I can find tutorials online on how to do things. And I'm definitely going to, in the most positive way possible, steal ideas from you, from Dynchise, and from others. Not that I'm trying to copy your format, but be inspired by the artistry. And obviously have my own personality and spin on it. But ways of also producing quality products for the audience. Play week. What does it say what year we're in? 2010. So just mentally, if we're in the 07, that means the 6th year, the 7 year, the 8 year, the 9 year, right? We're in NCAA 07, so 6, 7, 8, 9. So this should be the 5th year, right? Yeah, and there's DeMarco Murray and all of that. So let's go play week. Simulate the season. And we're still a 2-star program. We haven't gotten any better. While Jeffrey says, it can be a bit of a learning curve. It always is. I've been working with Windows like Movie Maker since the 90s. Like off and on. Definitely very, very amateur focus. Novice amateur focus. But that amateur novice experience level. And then it says, but after a couple YouTube videos about it, you should be good. Exactly. And I've had recommendations from Alex Rollins, NFL, whatever. If you've seen his channel, I've been a supporter of Alex Rollins since like 500 or 1,000 subscribers or whatever when his second or third video was recommended to me. And he actually, thankfully, he put me on his Patreon list of like benefactors, whatever. Like he gave me the benefits of being a patron, even though I wasn't a patron, just because I was constantly like comment, share, subscribe, leaving comments, all that, helping out. Shared with him playbook information. He had inside information, and he shared with me video editing stuff that, especially at the time, those years ago, my laptop back then super couldn't handle it when I was doing those videos that I showed you for 2K8. But again, very thankful to him. I'm like, yeah, my computer would just like burn itself out trying to process just like the video like ready to upload some of the stuff that he was recommending. And I'm saying like I don't appreciate the recommendation, I do, but it's like it's really like you need a dedicated desktop, which gets expensive here in Peru because everything imported and electronic tends to cost 1.5 to 3 times as much money depending on how new and how powerful things are. You might be able to get good deals, but you're looking at usually around 2 times the price. So if you're talking $1,000 computer in the United States, probably a $2,000 computer here. Basically, you have to spend twice as much to get half as much, or whatever, you know? If you look at something in the USA and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to spend $1,500 on this. In Peru, it would cost me $3,000, you know? And there's various reasons for that. It's literally, they have their, I wouldn't call it a tariff, but they have their like import taxes. They have like an 18% tax that they apply. And when you're trying to sell things, a lot of these people, they're not like direct vendors. It's not like you have Best Buy or whatever buying, you know, nationwide quantities of shipments, you know, and distributing them all across the country like you have in the United States, or manufacturing in the United States or whatever. You literally are importing them in smaller quantities for local store, right? You're just not buying at the volume, so they're not getting the discounts that you do in the United States, and you have to pay the taxes. And these people want to make their profit too, their investment on buying these things. So oftentimes, the purchases that I end up making are the leftover things that are maybe a year, 2, 3 years old, whatever, that just sit there, that nobody bought when they were X expensive, and now it's like, okay, get this out of my warehouse or whatever deals that come down to closer to regular MSRP prices. Where again, it's like, are you spending $800 for that thing? Like, that thing is worth $300 now in the United States. I'm like, yeah, but it was $800 a couple years ago, and it was $2,000 here in Peru or whatever, and now it's down to what the normal price I would have paid a couple years ago. But it's still cheaper than buying it in the United States and trying to send it here in months and hoping it doesn't get like confiscated by customs and all of that. It's a whole side thing, but you can buy stuff here, but you definitely pay through the nose for it, and you've got to know what you're buying. Well, Jeffrey says, planning on having a series in 06. Yeah, and I'm assuming you mean Madden. Probably a school. Oh, okay, so you do mean NCAA as I finish reading the sentence. Reading tells you a lot, Paul. Fantastic. Or a team with a lot of history. That would be a lot of fun. Kyle Juszczyk, huh? I don't know what the timing is there. If 06 is too far in the past for Kyle Juszczyk, because what is it? Madden 14, he's a rookie, which means the equivalent of Madden 12 or NCAA 12 could have been like his senior year. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, like about 2 years too young for Kyle Juszczyk. But you could recruit a tight end and name him that or whatever. That's interesting. You know, the Ryan Fitzmagics and all that stuff. That's good times. That sounds like that would be really good times. You say, and then pair that with Madden 06 franchise. Yeah, kind of the same idea. Yeah, it'll be a bit before him. Yes, exactly. But right after Fitzpatrick graduated. Exactly. Kind of what I'm trying to do here. But, I mean, it's not like an exclusive idea, right? It's not a new idea. I absolutely love it. I know that you are going to do an amazing job with it. So I hope maybe in some little form or fashion I can positively influence maybe sliders or something. Let me know if that's something that I can work on to help you. Because if I can help one of my favorite content creators make even better content, if I can just know in the back of my mind, hey, I helped, that would be awesome. You already got sliders and all that, that's fine. But any little way that I could help, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I look forward to it. And yeah, I don't know if you're gonna, like, I know you said you don't have house rules. Do you have like objectives? Kind of like I mentioned, I think in last night's stream about like Stanford. You know, they're really, really into your GPA. Right? I don't know if Harvard has that, but I'm assuming they do. Like, are you just going to recruit a guy that maybe has like a bunch of athleticism, but he's like a B average or a C average? Or are you going to restrict yourself to academic students who happen to be athletes or anything? Those are the kind of fun little side rules instead of just like, we're going to try to get a 5-star Harvard team, you know. We're going to get the kids off the street in Detroit to come play for us or whatever, you know. Are we going to do that? And there's nothing wrong with trying to build a winner and helping these impoverished kids. But you get my point. It'd be interesting, like, hey, let's do the best we can within our restrictions. And then, yeah, the comment says that'd be great if you got good user versus computer sliders for either of those games. I'm all yours. And so, even before I make them, Jeffrey, the same logic constantly applies. Let's save this draft class. Let's pause, and since I have your attention, we're here. And since we've saved what hopefully is this final draft class, we can also save the franchise and reload in just a minute. To me, the biggest thing, biggest thing about finding the sliders is looking at the ratings and getting the results that you want. Right? Getting the results, especially human versus computer, is getting results that reflect the ratings. So we're going to take a look at that like right now. I know this isn't 06, it's 07. Though we can save this and mess with that. Incoming transfers. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, cool. Let's go my NCAA. Let's save. Let's go to Dynasty Save. Hard disk. New. Let's go Sim. And then Shift. Test. Let's even do it in 06, since that's what you're talking about. Let's do it to it, Big Daddy. Let's get on that project right away. That's the beauty of going live. The Bill O'Reilly. Let's do it live! I'm not saying we're going to get the final answers, but, you know, look at your ratings. Look at the animations that you trigger off of those ratings and the matchups that you have. And find animations and results that you feel over the course of multiple plays accurately represent those ratings firing off. That is like my foundation, especially for human versus computer. Computer versus computer, I tend to let stats drive things. Like, oh, all the quarterbacks are throwing 90% accurate. Like, we need to change stuff. We need passes to get swatted. We need maybe a pass to get dropped. We need some accuracy change. Like, we need things to adjust it. So
Sports.
Not just like your 2-star quarterback is throwing 90% and lighting the league on fire, but also the reverse end is so your future superstar Peyton Manning quarterback, whatever, is not throwing like 40% and 7 interceptions and looking like trash either on the other side, right? So, but that's computer versus computer, where I do allow stats to drive some of the results. Like we saw in Madden 03 and Madden 04, trying to get the running backs to be more than 1.8 yards per carry, right? Here, what do I have? Where am I right now? I have computer settings, but that doesn't really help. But I have human settings to all the things. So, save changes no. Very first thing, you've got to know your roster. Right? Features. 1A roster. So, the first things that I like to look at are our offensive line. We have college with young Clady, freshman redshirt here, 92 strength. Right? 88 run block. Our right tackle is 84 run block. Okay? So just, if we're going to look at run blocking, I love to start with run blocking. An 88 and 84. Allegedly, that's supposed to be how well they can maintain the block, and the strength is the push that they do. So, Jeff here, Cavender, has only 82 strength, and college has 92 strength. At the guard positions, we've got 88 strength and 82 strength as our starters. So we're in the 80s, and our center is in the 80s. Okay, great. So, if we want to play against a rival, we look at Idaho. And we look at who are they going to be blocking. So, they're going to be blocking guys with like sub-60s, in the 60s, 70s. Like, I've got guys in the 80s of strength. That's not going to beat Georgia or whatever, right? But against Idaho, we should be blowing them off the line. Their defensive tackle with 88 strength, number 91, should be the number one matchup at 88 strength. If I go back to Boise State, and I say the center, if their number 91 is beating Jaden Daly at the 4-point strength advantage, just blowing off the ball, that's a thing. You start looking at the awareness and all of that. But that would be my very first thing, is just going into practice and saying, here, we're going to go Boise State, and we're going to go to Idaho. And it's like, where is the run blocking supposed to be? Right? So, that's our matchup. Now, the next thing is, where can we get, 5 wide receivers, halfback dive, 4-3 defense, cover 2 man. And we're just like, look at the matchup. Right? 91 is not going up against the center. You've got the push, right? Maybe we can pick better plays. But you can see these pushes. Right? I think I can pick some better plays though, right? We have here the classic halfback slam weak side. Again, cover 2 man. They like to spread out. Right, and I just like looking at these little matchups. Where's 91? Right here. Has he got an advantage or not? Making contact. First contact is here. We see the matchup, and he's like stalled out here. Right? I like that. Because he's not against the center. He's up against our right guard. Now I don't like it as much. Right? Because it's Pete, and he outclasses Pete by 6 points. Okay, see, I thought we were going up against an 88 like straight wall. But if he's going up against Pete, maybe there's the help here from 54 to try to catch it, because there's no real double team. But really, I should see something a little bit better here. And then on the flip side, oh, this is the tight end. Another thing to check. Tight end here is 65 strength versus their left end, 59 strength. Okay, so we actually have a little bit of an advantage of the tight end versus defensive end. In a lot of cases, we do not have the advantage. All right. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit better from 91. I'd like to see a little bit more of a win from the tight end. But the rest of the line of scrimmage, obviously he's going to take off because he's got no one in front of him. But here, we have that clear advantage, right? This is where those ratings match up, because we knew 91 was their only good player. And Miller just dunks him. And then obviously we're not even blocking a down lineman. We're going to the next level, so that's not super fair. But we're going up against a lineman. He should dominate. Here at college, he's like a 90-something tackle, and we saw like his great skill. So he should just totally dominate up front, right? And you just kind of go through these different plays step by step, right? Now see, here's the next concern. Right? We're driving him backwards. It's not even truly a double team. He's not even trying. 54 is not trying. So he's getting blown off the ball and dunked. So let's go to computer, defense, break block. Like the break block is already really high and 99 awareness. We're on All-American. So I'm already looking at, let's do something extreme. Right? It's fun to do something extreme and then dial it back across. Slam, 2-man. Reset it. And I don't care about the results of the run itself, I care about the animations. Right? And even at 25%, like, I see a lot of winning. The 65 versus 92 here is interesting. You can see the 85 computer block shedding against the 1. There's whole issues of like awareness versus awareness. Now we're fighting against the defensive end, right? Now we're seeing like, if I want to go extreme and just straight dump it. Halfback slam. 2-man. Now I'm not breaking off a big run, which is nice. Oh, there we go. I know it's just one play. But there we go. Look at that. Look at the difference. 91 gets off the ball and just blows him up backwards. There we go, folks. That's nice. Now we also know 91 here, our tight end, our 91, has the 5-6 point advantage, 65 versus 59. I don't know if I like him getting blown off the ball. Right, but 25 didn't seem to make a difference. 25%. Now we're seeing, yeah, defensive end winning. Like, I don't want this win. We need to go above 0%. Like, oh, Paul, really? I've got to go above 0%, huh? But now we see a true double team, folks. Let's go. We actually see the double team. See, earlier, they were just faking the double team and he took care of business, right? Now, he's legitimately, we've got to catch this dude and keep him from dominating up front. Oh, and then the pop here. Let's go. I want to see what, I think they're brothers. Cavender brothers. Let's see what the right tackle brother is at. Because the guard is 82. They're both at 82 strength. And we know that 91 has 88 strength. A bunch of numbers we're throwing out here. But the twin brothers, or the younger and older brother, whatever it is, had to catch him. As he gets off and they fight, he goes, badunk. And he wins this push. 54 gets thrown. Bro, you're thrown completely off balance. He tossed you. So what? 25 was not enough. Wasn't too low. I mean, we can't split it directly. Let's go to 15 and see if we have to dial it back. And you see we're not just like breaking off huge runs now. Where's 91 playing? Right here. Now he's getting caught by the center of the guard. He's still obviously able to get off. We're still getting a win here that I'm not in love with. Right, it's just one play. We're getting a win here. Right, there's not much measurement here on the other side. Maybe get some more snaps in. Right, there's other areas of the leverage, the reading. We get a nice little catch here. The double team catch. I like the fact that we're seeing the double team catch that we weren't before. And then when he gets off, when 54 gets off the block, we see that shove backwards. 91 throws 64 a little backwards. Right? We might be on something here. 66 drives. Right? I like it. I want to see more snaps and more matchups. But this tells us, like, we're getting somewhere, right? The 88 strength versus 82. We see again, good dunk. That's the kind of victory I want to see 91 get. I want, even when the team sucks, like the Vandals are not a good team, when you've got a player that sticks out or has a rating that sticks out, I want to see it. I want to feel this player on the field. The team might not be good, but I want to see that one player. He might even take over the game. But you got to be aware of the matchup, folks. We've got a guy that's just stronger than our dudes. We can't just run it up the middle against Chris Jones and Kansas City Chiefs, right? Like, we've got to be aware so that we don't allow 91 to just take over the game on the outside. Right? Now, still not loving 65 strength versus 59 strength with these tackles. So we might try 20. Might go back. We know that 15 gave us some good shots. 15 gave us some good animations. So we can always go back to 15. What is 20 look like? I think 25 was like too powerful. It's like, but Paul's just one play and you're changing it, or two plays and you're changing it. But you can see the difference immediately. It may or may not change it. I don't think I want to go to 25. But I love that right there. I love that. Oh, douche. Right? A little stone wall here. I don't know if I love the little stone wall. Let's get some more snaps, right? Lee Marks used to play corner and then moved to halfback. He's a corner, maybe he's a 3, maybe even a 4. And now he's like becoming a senior, junior, senior, whatever. Yeah, throwing the dude back. This is nice. you're not going to get like the win every single time, right? But the fact that the tight end is like stalling him, that's pretty good. 20 seems pretty good. Look at these wins across the board here too. Look at 66 and then get some wins. 20 might be the right run blocking rating. Like, I don't care we got like all that big yard. Look at that. Sticking with him. 54 blowing up a linebacker. I'm willing to bet that we just have like a massive advantage here. Right? 54 is, yeah, again, 82 strength, 80 awareness, 84 run block. And it's going to be the Idaho left outside linebacker, right? With 68 strength, 76 awareness. Right? Like, you get this big boy on the linebacker. He's going to do that to this young man. You know, you're sitting there, you're number 27. You got 54 just dropping you. Well, what else would you expect? And we're at 20 run blocking. Like, that's what you want to see. Right? Yeah, right here. We know what our matchup is here. Just taking it out. Taking care of business. We're going to look at the other defensive tackle versus the center. The Daly versus the other defensive tackle. Again, 84 strength. What's the other defensive tackle? 70. Right? Number 92, 70. Versus 84 strength. Yeah, just driving off the ball. I mean, anyone watching, what are your thoughts? I think this 20 rating is pretty good. We've got a relatively even matchup, like a few point difference. We've got an advantage towards the defender, and he's getting the shove. An advantage towards the offensive lineman, he's getting the shove. I like it. Right? You can say like, oh, well, you're running the ball so easily against him. Like, yeah, but look at it. Now we got to run the ball at 91, right? There's a counter. Ooh, counter lead. Fake it to the left, hit it to the right. Get the trap action. I'm also staying off sprint. I'm just letting it run. Right, little counter action. Little catch, not getting driven so hard. Fullback comes up. He's on the block for a moment. We can talk about the quality of like block shedding and what the rating needs to be in a minute. We're definitely catching it because it's a counter. See a little more. I'd like to see a little more here. Halfback off tackle. Not even sprinting, just letting him run. Says 20 seems to be the sweet spot. Yeah, it does. We might even dial back to 15 for a little bit of a challenge. We got some good shots, though. See, now that we're running at... This is why I say, like, it's multi-layered. How I test it. Now, see, we're going at 91, and he's not dominating as much as he was week side. And maybe they were willing to give up some blocks, some excuse we can come up with. He's not dominating like he was when we were running away from him. Right? So we might go back to 15. That's why we try both directions, and we get multiple plays in. So let's try again. Halfback off tackle here. Yeah. All not using sprint, just his natural speed. See, the 15, that's pretty good. You can see he's not dominating like he was before. We're running at him. But he's still getting the win in the push. Right? He's getting off. And how nice does that feel? I mean, obviously they're in cover 2, man under. They're in cover 5. So they're not in exactly the best run defensive situation here, right? We get the little pop. The fullback is not just dominating and pancaking everyone. Right? And then we just stay off sprint. And we just turn. We're just using the left thumbstick to run here. It's just all left thumbstick running. Right there. I'm also like looking at the awareness. I think we have to set the computer to like which I don't mind. We can start looking at the computer's awareness for counter plays and the reactions. Good, a nice little alignment stop there. That's good. See, running at them, we're getting the catches. We're seeing different results running at players versus running away from players. Right? So 15 might be the number. You can go to 20. You can go to 20 and we need to look at more matchups. We need to go against LSU. We need to go against other teams. But we're gonna play on the harder side, the more challenging side of 15 for right now. And we know that we can always go up to 20, right, in the back of our minds. So it doesn't mean these are our final settings, but it looks nice. So next things we look at are things like the block shell and the awareness, right, for the computer. So let's take a look at a counter play. Again, against, let's do cover 2 zone. So they'll have to drop in zone and how they're lined up. And let's just look at the reactions. Let's go to settings, AI, computer. I can't raise it any higher. I literally can't go any higher. Right? I'm going to drop back. They do not move or bite on the outside action, right? They're sliding inside. Now they're out of position. They've shifted like away from where the run is going. So obviously they're going to have a positional issue. But they are reacting like basically instantly. Right? So if anything, you could argue just for fun, it's the computer. Let's see what the opposite looks like, the extreme opposite. And again, go counter, cover 2 zone. He's just faster than the linebackers. Yeah, I don't know. How much is that reaction? Because you see the way they turn? The way they turn like that? They start to go for it, and then they turn back, and they turn towards it. How much is that an influence on the counter action? How much are they reading the fullback, right? He's the fullback, he takes you to the ball. But then potentially keying the counter action, and then reading the play. I wonder how much of that's just in my mind, and how much of that's actually happening. Asuka says, just checking in how everything's going. While Jeffrey has a project that he wants to work on with 06, and I want to help with sliders, we have saved what I believe are 5 years of NCAA 07's classes. And one of the things that I like to do, and maybe I'm just self-distracting myself, but to tell Jeffrey, like, even what you want to work on your own, is there's like a certain thing where he said he wants a human versus computer sliders. I just try to look at the ratings matchups, and I try to go into practice mode and go into situations where I know that there are individual matchups, team matchups, and I just try to get the animations to fire off in a way that seems pleasant to me as a reaction to their actual ratings. If I'm playing against the computer, so that I feel that the ratings in the board match what I see the animations firing off with a level of consistency. And that way it feels like your recruiting and your matchups feel like something. And any adjustments you make, it's like, oh, well, it's too easy to run. Well, then maybe you need to change your play calling or something because we need to have the ratings matter. That's something that matters to me. And we see 91 just constantly being a menace. Like individually a menace. Imagine if he had other teammates as well. Right? Getting the fight, getting off the block as he reads it through, even with the 0 awareness. He's engaged and then sheds the block. If he had equal talent teammates. Right? That was a user spin, not B button spin. Left stick spin move, folks. I literally used the left stick to go down and away and to rotate. That felt so good. And then like the animation like continued my momentum of my spin. That felt so nice. Like literally was leading and then did thumbstick down, rolled it away. Almost got out of it. Like a natural spin move. On guess who? 91, the menace himself. Maybe his name is Dennis. Why doesn't it lock onto it? There we go. Gets off the ball. Gets the push. Gets off. And then is dedicated to pursuing the ball carrier. If not for 49, I would have literally done a full user spin on the backside pursuit. That felt so good. Again, his existence here. I don't know if I see a meaningful difference with the counter action and their reaction in the secondary. Obviously, he's dropping to his zone. When does he react to the run? Because obviously he has to protect against play action fakes. So he's still bailing when it's well handed off. That might be an example of the awareness rather than the linebackers getting faked out. So let's go back to the other extreme and let's start checking out the secondary. Those are the little things that we like to look at. Again, cover 2 zone. The secondary. It's a handoff. They're really, really late on the ball getting handed off. They're still dropping back, and that's with 99 awareness. Might need to get some more plays run through here. This is also worth looking at. How well does Rab match up against number 14 in the blocking line? Look how much bigger of an athlete he is. Look at this little guy. Wide receiver. Rab is a 6'3", 195. 62 strength. 62 strength, but only 40 run block. 62 strength. I keep saying that out loud so I don't forget. Number 14 has 48 strength. Like, the huge matchup, right? The 14-point matchup. The 14-point matchup. The 65 awareness. Right? Yeah, the 11-point awareness. Because my understanding is run block is a rating of how you maintain the block. But this is just like, I outmatch you by 14 strength and I'm just a bigger player than you. Get run over. Do something about it. And then he's going to pop, he's going to backside pop 47. But he doesn't tear up 47. Idaho's number 47 is which linebacker? Yeah. 65 strength versus 70 strength. He's like, yeah, you're not gonna pancake me as easily. I actually outrank you by 5 points. Thanks for the hit, young gun. But I'm not really affected. He's not getting pushed off. Remember when 54 got like knocked off badly by 91 earlier? 47 like absorbs the blow and says no thank you and just gets his arm over the wide receiver. But it's only a 5-point difference, so it's not like he blows up number 1. I like it. I'm liking this 15 run blocking. 15% run blocking. Let's go, again, counter lead. But let's call a different play. Let's call cover 3 invert. Just get around the edge. Just kind of check everything. See, even though I flipped it, and I wanted this to be the deep safety, the game self-flipped itself. I still put this in the safety box. So he needs to be the whole defender. But he takes a long time to drop to his spot before he wants to react. And then he finally reacts. Right? He's getting popped. He's getting blind popped by number 1. It's not just a shot, it's a blind shot. We already know our wide receiver has 65 strength. Where does their strong safety sit? At 59 strength. Right? He sits there at 59 strength, so he's got a 6-point disadvantage, and he's getting ear hole. Doesn't even know that it's coming. I think 15 is a good run blocking number, folks. I don't know if I'm seeing much of a difference in the awareness. Computer, defense. It should at least make a difference in route running. That's another thing to look at. Let's go to practice strategy, depth chart. My understanding is in these games, because they don't have route running as a rating, is everything is awareness based. So what is obviously there's speed, agility, cuts, the route combination, whatever. But my understanding is awareness plays a huge role in the versus matchup of man coverage. Right? So I've got an 87 awareness wide receiver. There's only an 82 overall. But let's get Klassen. Let's get Cole up the board. Right? Awareness. 3 wide receivers. Rabbit's got that size. He's blowing people up. Let's go 3 wide receivers. Right? Do we have a good 3 wide receiver? Yeah, here's a 3 wide receiver. Right? Anything with interesting routes to run. By interesting routes, I mean things like curl flat. Right? But that's not really a test. Like, where is a good test? It's something that makes them run a route. Not just be fast. Like, what I'm talking about is, look here at tight end corner. The R button, the slot receiver, he's just running a drag. He's just like, look at me, I'm athletic, I'm running. I don't have, like, any special moves that I'm trying to do. Whereas X is, like, faking the slant, going up, then running the corner. Right? B button, the X receiver, he's faking the slant and whipping back out. Like, we actually have, like, a battle out there. Right? So we're going to pick tight end corner. We're going to match it up with nickel. And we're also going to specifically call cover 1. Because cover 1 is designed to don't get beat deep. Right? Then do we have the respot ball, far left hash. I want to see Rab's matchup. So again, he is at 76 awareness. And the corner on him was usually number 14. 65 awareness. Right? So we should be, like, really we should be smoking these guys. Right, 48, 78 and 65. 78 and 65. We're outrunning them by a few points and a lot. So we should have an interesting matchup here with James. Just a few point advantage. with some routes that make some movements. And Rab should just smoke his guy, and Clausen, regardless of his athleticism, just outranks his guy. And just drop back and just let the computer throw, and whatever happens, and we just watch the play. And yet he's like on us. Right, he's not falling for it, because we have 99 awareness for the computer, and he's like just all over us. Right? So, maybe that's where the computer defensive AI, we can see the difference not in the reaction or the run game. We might be able to see something else. Again, tight end corner, dog going gold. I'm going to use or drop back. Oh, I'm waiting. Where am I going to throw? What are the routes look like? I don't know. Okay, great. Now we've got a bunch of footage to look at. Again, he's on us. We might need to run more plays. I don't see the advantage. I don't see an advantage. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to look. I hit Y because that's actually the run. It's not the take the icons down button. I'm going to drop back. I'm going to look. I'm going to buy time. I'm Jared Zabransky. I'm buying time. I'm buying time. Fucking stupid touchdown. Alright. Well, like, here, this is a slant. Oops. Like, I don't know exactly what I want to see. I mean, he does beat him. Right? I don't know exactly what I want to see here. But that's some quick recovery and lockdown. Right? He's leveraged and he's allowing this guy over the top. I mean, he's allowing over the top where you also have deep middle of the field help. But what is it we really want out of the animation matchup, right? Because also you should have gotten help from that safety. And the safety knows that, like, there's the back of the end zone to help him, but, that's rough. Let's respot the ball as well. Make them really challenge down the field. Let's drop back. Oh no, there's pressure. I'm going to go here. Alright, well, let's just look at the coverage. He's allowing the defender is allowing the receiver to get over the top. I say allow it, but you know what I mean. Like, you shouldn't let him close that down. So is that a route running advantage? Like, oh, I'm going to cut inside. Maybe that's forcing, maybe that inside slanty action is forcing 21 to close the gap, and now he's forced that closed gap and he's pushing the corner and defeat him because he's a better route runner, and like baited him into closing the gap and then tried to go over the top of it. Right? Like, look how the receiver runs the corner into baiting him into getting over the top of him. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here. And yes, you can just throw to B. I can just go. Wow, if I don't push anything, the computer just throws it. That's what sucks too. Is there a way to turn that auto throw off? Do I have the auto throw already on? Campus challenge, whatever, AI, visual audio, easy play. Is there a feature to turn that off? Like, I would like my quarterback to be able to drop back on his own. I'd like to do the normal drop back. My NCAA settings. I don't see auto pass coach mode. Not a feature there. I don't know. It's not audio. Game player system. Controller. Rushing. Passing. Passing mode quick. But passing mode quick should just be what we always talk about, pressing the A button the second time. Yeah, it's just gonna auto pass on you. That's since we're setting up a new practice, I'm gonna set up the same like others. As a much tougher opponent to practice against. Yeah, no wonder why Idaho went down to the FCS. Exactly. Practice strategy. Boise State. LSU. Now we're going to look at 76 strength. We've got an advantage, but the tight end is actually at the disadvantage. Remember, they're 11 points higher than our tight end. Okay, 80. Defensive tackles like way outrank our guys on both positions. And we look at the corners awareness. See, this is where they cooked us. Right, 88, 80, 82. Right. And then we wanted to have Klassen come in just so that he has the 87 awareness. That would be interesting, asking Klassen to go here. And then the 82 from James, like creating a matchup. Right? Okay, you beat us by 1 point here, but we're going to match up very closely. And then you're going to be a little bit better here, and we're going to create a matchup. I'm going to have to mute myself and cough a little more. What if we try to put a situation where we have the 87 versus 80 on that side, and we give up the matchup on the backside? Right? Then the defense has a chance, like the chess matching it. Right? We have lunch? Fantastic. Yes, just a moment. Perfect. So tight end corner, nickel, dog one goal. Now, let's respot the ball. Left hash. 20-yard line. Wife is calling to lunch, so I'm going to have to end the stream very soon. And we'll come back online after lunch. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Klassen has that 87. No, is it... Yeah, is it James? I forget. Okay. I'm that scatterbrained. Yeah, Klassen was the 87 versus the 80 matchup. And that's where the computer auto threw the football. This is so disappointing. You can't just let him do the auto drop back. The computer will just take over and throw it. And there's your accuracy, right? So, practice strategy. Throwing accuracy is 90, and he misses his guy. It's not me pushing the button, but that was pretty ugly. Tight end corner. Here, just press the A button. I don't want 90 accuracy from a quarterback just sailing too much. We might still go back down to 50. And then where is the computer defense is set to 0 awareness, folks. Even at 0 awareness. What more do we have to do to win a route combination? To bait a corner. Now, there's the athletic recovery. But what does it even matter? Then, we talked about earlier, oh, did our class in 87 awareness route running like close the gap here? But this just seems to be the technique that the game is playing. It just allows this gap to be closed, even though he is 88 versus 72 or whatever awareness. He still just allows him to go over the top. Right? So I'm not sure what we're looking for. One way or the other. And then the other concern, 99 knockdown. And the computer is like trying to knock it down, but in a weird way. So we're going back to 99 awareness, tight end corner, dog 1 gold. Not even throwing, just let the computer throw it. You just do it under pressure. That's interesting. We can talk about the victories here. Getting off immediately, like the quality of the pass rush. College is a hell of a pass protector. This is a great matchup, like LSU. Right, like LSU should be much better than Boise State. But then we look at the individual matchups as we play through it. Look at the protection. So many white jerseys like in our face and forcing a throw. Right? And the inaccuracy, the oh shit I'm under pressure inaccuracy to sail a ball. But with the 55 inaccuracy, even though I'm not the one throwing it, he fires this one. 99 awareness. Like percentage, not 99 overall. 99 computer awareness, 99 knockdown. And they're not even challenging the ball. And he's the better player. To get thrown over the top of. I don't mean like break away. Yeah, Rap's like 6'3" or whatever. But what is that defense? That feels more like pass interference than anything. Than the accuracy. Right, he's just rubbing and preventing him from getting to the spot. The 55 accuracy of him, I'm not the one physically throwing and passing. Seems fine. But I'm not loving it. The future Packers left guard, I didn't know where he actually ended up. That's interesting. Yeah, no, he's like really high rated in this game. I want to say he's like senior red shirt in 06, which means junior red shirt 05, sophomore red shirt 04, freshman red shirt 03, true freshman 02. I don't have 02. Yeah, he's been in those other games, and like just a hell of a left tackle. And the fact that they go in and they get Ryan Clady, like I think even makes the Pro Bowl left tackle for the Denver Broncos. Yeah, College and Clady, hell of left tackles. Boise State's got a lot of left tackles that they go through. Very quality players. That's actually hard to maintain in the Dynasty mode. I don't know. I am not a fan of 06 as a game. I hope, if Jeffrey's still watching, other people are watching, that this has been entertaining so far before I go to lunch. But I'm a little off-put by some aspects that I give it 99 awareness, 99 knockdown, give them the battle, and it's still like chewing up the passing and the whole situation. Like there's nothing more I can do outside of going to Heisman, which I don't think is going to make much of a difference either. And then Heisman means you've got to readjust everything all over again. And Heisman also allegedly has the thing of like the catch-up pursuit and everything. Now we're playing 06, so it doesn't have like the speed burst glitch, like of a pursuit. But I think there's some level of or aspect that we just can't do anything more. Right? Now we're trying the Heisman mode. At least they tried to defend it on that play, right? At least he tried to defend it. Give him credit. The All-American versus Heisman trying to defend the pass. This is all computer autofill. I'm not physically pushing pull back on the thumbstick. The computer just takes control away from me. I hate that. I hate that I can't just let the 5-step drop happen. Right? I also do not like 90 accuracy throwing that. Right, going for the tip, playing the ball in the air. I do like that. I'm going to distract myself and play for another hour if I don't stop this stream now. It looks like we're going to have to play Heisman. It looks like we're going to have to tune things to Heisman, folks. That's a great way to end this part of the stream, at least this afternoon, at an hour and 45 minutes. I think when we come back, we're going to jump into 07 of Madden with the simulated, with the imported draft classes. And then we might go back to 06 to do Heisman slider settings. But it looks like All-American is not worth our time with the all 99, 99, 99. And we are getting defended passes in Heisman mode. So it looks like Heisman has to be where we do human versus computer sliders. It has to be. Not to talk in circles, but just setting it in my brain. Okay? And then we're just going to... Yeah, exactly, Wild Jeffrey. I agree. And then we're just going to have to make... Not restart from the beginning, but restart with the run blocking and look at other things. So, it's good to know. It's good to know, and you literally feel informed. Hopefully, on my channel, when you see my streams, you feel like full effort has been put in and not just generic talking points. So, I love having you guys here. Wife is probably very patiently waiting and angry at me. Not angry, but you know what I mean. For taking this long after she already called me to lunch. Yes, we're going to say file. Yes, I'm going to leave a comment. Okay, looking forward to seeing 07 and what other fun surprises we're in for. Thank you so much. See you later this afternoon.